Hi everyone, it's been a while. I wanted to show you this video. It's taken me ages to do this, and how I actually did this painting. It's watercolour with mixed media with some pen work and some crayon, and I often start like I'm doing here with my board on the side. I've actually thrown some spots of clean water on the page to help the colours run, and I often find it helpful for me to actually start with my board on the side. I don't know why I do it, it's just one of those sort of quirks that we pick up over time. I've put the board back the right way round and I'm just sort of adding a few more colours in. I think this is indigo I'm using here to create some misty effects and just re-enhancing the sky. I think the sky was French ultramarine, a spot of alizarin, and I think there might be a little bit of yellow ochre, not sure. But it's very loose. I'm using actually it's a rigger. It's a very large sized rigger. Now once the paint's dry, you need to let that sky dry before you attempt the next bit, or else you'll get colours running in. And all I've done here is I've just sort of picked a selection of colours beforehand, and I've got green, yellow and a purple. I'll list everything below anyway, and I'm just dropping them in at random and letting all the colours merge. I've got my board slightly tilted so everything runs down, which helps with the merging process. I like a bit of dark in the corners. I find that it actually helps sort of focus the viewer into the picture, and you can add a bit of interest in those dark areas. I often, you don't have to paint with your board straight. I turn it round, I tilt it, I do all sorts of things with it. I've just splashed some indigo on here, having a quick mop up. And I'm not really sure where it's going, but we'll see. Now reinforcing the distance. Quick dry. And going back in here with a purple, very pale, light, thin purple wash, just to reinforce the distance, because you might have noticed that as you look further into the distance, things seem to take on a bluish hue, sometimes purple depending on the light, and that's what I've actually done there, and just going over and putting a few layers on to perhaps reinforce it where I think necessary. Often make a few marks when it's all nice and dry. You can make any marks that you like on there, and you can sort of blur them, so you have hard and soft edges. All adds to a little bit of interest, and while it's wet I'm making some flicks with grass effects, and yeah, have a bit of fun with it. Building up the layers helps create a little bit of depth and interest. Having a very fine point on your brush helps. Right, I've got my NeoColors out here. I had these recently and I absolutely love them. They're water-soluble crayon and the colours are fantastic. I'm using a water brush here, something new I bought, my latest favourite. And it works really well with the NeoColors. You can pick colour up off the point of the crayon, or you can do as I'm doing here in this painting, putting the colour down onto the page and then using clear water either off your normal brush or using one of the water brushes that I've got here to help spread the colour, and just use it like a normal watercolour brush. But the water comes through, you just squeeze the little bit at the end and the water comes through to the brush. Ideal for if you're going away on holiday, and just take some paints or these correct types of crayons with you, and it's not messy at all. In fact, I think I might do that when I go on holiday. Give it a try. Right, creating a bit of texture here. I'm just going in with my normal sketching pencil. and creating some little lines to make it look like perhaps reeds or a bit of a field or something. Right, I don't know what happened here, but the bit where I was making the marks seems to have disappeared on the rocks. But here I'm using a waterproof black pen, again a list below, to create rocks. So all those marks I made before, I just re-enhanced them with some darks, with a flat brush I used, and I'm just going around now to just make shapes and put some dark areas in, and then, you know, instant wall. It doesn't have to be perfect, because they're not, but there we are, instant wall. I think the pen there has got a softer nib, so let's make them more darks. Right, now I've got my black pen and I'm putting in some very wonky fence posts. Now the pen I'm using, the black pen there, is a Food and NeoColors11. Can't even say it. I'll list it below. It's by Tombow anyway. Right, I'm now again with my normal sketching pencil, just going in and making some marks for trees in the distance there. So where all the colours had merged with the skyline, it created the effect of distant trees or a forest, and that's what I was doing there. Again, using the pencil, just touching up a few little bits. Right, now I'm using a white gel pen, or you could use a Posca pen, anything like that with a fine point. And I'm going over areas where I did the graphite pencil to enhance the areas of the trees. And it makes it look as if the bark and the trees are sort of shining. They've got a almost ghostly look to them, I think, in the end. Perhaps the angle of the camera is not perfect, you can't quite see what I'm doing, but I think you'll see the idea behind it. Perhaps see a little bit better on the other side. To create a good effect on distant trees, if you're doing anything like this, make sure the branches overlap. If you've got sort of 3 or 4 trees together, make sure the branches overlap each other, and it looks then as if they're all connected, and you've got a good sort of foresty effect. Sort of touching up little bits at the bottom there. Looks a bit frosty now. And bits on top. Just really sort of tidying up as I go round to see what else needs to be done. put some white highlights in here and there. I'll often sit and look at a picture for quite a while. Sometimes I leave it overnight and come back the next day, or even the next week or longer, and I then see something different that perhaps I could add or could take away. It's a nice process, very therapeutic and relaxing. I did enjoy painting this one. I was getting to the stage where I didn't want it to stop because I was enjoying it so much. Got a little bit of barbed wire in there, I think. Yeah. Right, I think we're more or less coming to the end here. Oh, I've got my pencil in my hand again. Oh, more crayon. See, told you, I didn't want it to end. Just want to keep doing it. It's very difficult at times to know when enough is enough on a painting. I've started to struggle here. I think perhaps I should have left it, which is a point in question. When is enough? When do you get to the point where perhaps it was all right to start with, and then you think you're going to add something to it, and then by adding that to it, it doesn't quite work the way you'd hoped, and then you've got to try and do something with it, like I've just done here. I'd have probably been better off leaving it, but I wouldn't. There we are, it doesn't look too bad. We won't tell anyone. So I'm going back in again, just tiny little bits in the distance to get your eye down there. If you look at the fence on the left, it's actually angled into, it's going from the corner, almost pointing to the centre of the picture. That's a good thing for allowing the viewer's eye into any painting that you might be doing. Get something, that perhaps angles towards, if you have it angled towards the edge of your painting, it actually leads the viewer's eye off the page. And really what you want people to do is to come into your painting and look around it and, see all the lovely things that you've done in it, or little bits of interest, and see something new each time. And I say it all the time, but to be honest, you can't beat practice. If you haven't got a sketchbook, I would suggest you go and get one. I've got loads. I make my own, just stitch them together and do, because I can't find the watercolour paper that I like. But any sketchbook that you get, do the drawings. We're in October at the moment. There's been Inktober running, which has been really good. I do that every year. It helps my sketching immensely, because I don't tend to sketch a great deal, just for these sort of paintings. But good, there we are. It looks as if it's finished almost. A bit of a close-up now. You can see the trees now. Nice loose sky with some natural white paper showing. You can see where the colours are naturally merged. Right, there we are. I've taken the tape off. I think I've got a mount coming here to have a little look to see what it looks like with the mount. There we go. Makes all the difference. Anyway, thanks so much for watching and getting this far into the video. If you saw it all the way through, thank you so much. If you'd like to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, that would be wonderful, and subscribe, and then you'll get a notification when I upload any more. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!